up, Bobcats, and welcome to another episode of our podcast. Today we're interviewing Miss Barr.
Hi, guys. How are y'all?
I'm accompanied by my co-host, Ernesto.
Hi.
Kian.
What's up?
And behind the camera, Kevin.
What's up, everyone? How you been?
We're all doing good, Miss. It's good to have you on the show. So, from my understanding, you're an art teacher, right?
Yes, I teach drawing 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I teach the pre-AP art classes.
Okay.
And how are those different from each other?
So drawing is mainly focusing on the basics of drawing. Really, everything's drawing. It's kind of boring. I love drawing, but the pre-AP class, though, it's everything. So they get to do drawings, mixed media, sculptures. Kind of takes us. It's a lot more challenging. And unfortunately, guys, like it has a lot of writing, so there's that academic side as well as the artistic side.
But to be in it, I feel like to choose art, like it's something that they love. Like they love all aspects of it, probably even that part. And
And you know what's really, really cool? Like if they don't love it, I try my best to help them, find the artist within them. So sometimes they're in the drawing class, but they love painting. And so I'll work with them in that aspect and help them paint and stuff. But it's such a joy, such a blessing. And I feel blessed to be here with you guys. I feel honored.
So now that you're collabing with us and all this technology, are you familiar with like any technology?
Yeah, I was just telling you, I am like an old person when it comes to that kind of stuff. We live out in the country and I totally disconnect. Like we're, for a long time, we didn't even have a TV. We didn't even have like, I think now we have Apple TV and we have Disney Plus, but we didn't have anything. Like we didn't even have internet for the longest time. And then COVID hit and we had to get internet.
Yeah,
but
all the streaming services, all that.
Yeah, so we just kind of
entertained.
Yeah, it's like I'm here and I'm teacher and whatever I can learn here is what I do. But then when we go home, it's like we're outside with the cows.
So has your class ever used anything with like 3D printing?
No, you know what? I think that is such a challenge that you guys asked me. I would love to learn how to do that kind of stuff. Right now there's some kids that do like digital art and that's kind of cool. But we don't have a 3D printer. It'd be so amazing.
Have you ever dabbled in like digital art?
I haven't.
No, you haven't?
Y'all need to teach me. That's what I'm wanting to learn from my students. Y'all need to teach me.
Yeah, because there's a lot. Like we hope to collab with also the graphic design, like just to get different logos. Like with the whole technology aspect and art, there's more than like so many possibilities you could make on there.
There's like so many tools you can use. You could
Photoshop, photos,
there's like special effects, shading, all of that.
It's like same as like
animations
too. Animations like. But with hand-on, too, it's like the same. Like, it can create raw art through the even technology.
And it creates so many opportunities in life. Have you ever heard of, like, a success story almost that maybe you've, like, inspired? Maybe one of your students going on to making, like, a mural in San Antonio or even, like, something big like that, like a display.
Well, guys, I've been here for so many years, and I actually have the honor to be working with one of my students. She graduated, I think it was in 2000, maybe early 2000. I want to say maybe 2010, 2011.
Right.
And now she's an art teacher and she's an art professor.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're award-winning, her kids. The way I found out about her is that we actually made it to state in an art competition, and she was there, and she was like, I remember you. And so the cool thing is that we shared her. It was like she was my student, she was Mr. Waters' student, and then my sister taught here, so she was my sister's student.
And
so
how is the art culture among the teachers? 'Cause I love Mr. Waters.
Yeah, Mr. Waters is the best. He's my favorite art teacher. He's our mentor. He's he's our department head, so he's like the big helper. Yeah, if y'all see us all go to him, he's our guy. And then Mr. Maldonado is amazing. They've been here for over 20 years.
Really?
So yeah, to me, I look up to them, and they've taught me a lot.
That's good.
And I love our art teacher. Y'all, any of our fine arts. Our fine arts is like a family. Like if you're ever in art, you're gonna see all of us work together.
And can you kind of clarify who those people are?
The fine arts. Okay, so it's Mr. Waters, Mr. Maldonado, Miss Della Garza. And then we have Miss Garcia. She's our new art teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And then Miss Gregory. And then when we expand to the fine arts, we have the teachers, the drum line. And then, of course, my favoriteest teacher and best buddy, Miss Torres, the drama teacher.
Oh, yes, Miss Saldana.
Yeah, Miss Torres Saldana. So that's kind of our little realm of fine arts teacher. I don't hope I didn't forget somebody. If I did, I'm sorry. I love y'all. but we're a big family.
That's cool that like all the art teachers, fine arts, y'all are connected like that. And help
like
each other, learn from each other.
You have like your own little like culture among the teachers.
Yeah, I think like you know how people say like, oh, I'm gonna like nerd out or something like that. We call it like we're gonna nerd out on art. You know, like we're gonna be like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go like art dorky on you.
Yeah,
but
that's that passion. Like that's the good part that I hope a lot more students are able to see. Like, that shows that y'all care collectively for the students and art.
Yes, and you know, for all the amazing things about a lot of the art teachers is some of them have been here for a long time. Our fine arts. Some of us have been here for, I mean, like I said, Mr. Waters and Maldonado. I think Maldonado is like hitting like maybe 29 years of being an art teacher here. Yeah, I want to say it might be like, I know it's upper 20s. Wow. And so is Mr. Waters. And then, I mean, the band directors and stuff, they've all been here for a long time. Yeah, so I'm right in the middle.
How long have you been teaching for, Miss?
I've been teaching for 19 years.
19 years.
Yeah, but
older than most of us here.
Yeah. I started when y'all were like before y'all were even born.
Right.
And then at South San, I think this is my 13th year, going on 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
How has it changed in the last 15 years?
Well, we used to have this little old tiny school building, and I didn't have a class.
No.
I used to see. I saw this video of like 2009 South San. Like it was just the VB, like just that area, like small little building.
Yeah, like so where
that
we
was
have
the whole school.
Yeah, the student parking lot.
It used to be a really small school, bro.
Yeah, you know where the student parking lot is, and like where they have the band and all that stuff. That was where our school was.
Wow.
Like that was the school.
That was
That's
the school.
crazy.
Yeah, and I didn't have a classroom. And I floated from class to class. So
a drifter, a nomad.
A nomad. But you know what? I felt like it was amazing because I got to meet all my art teachers because of that. Like I shared classes with them, so we had to depend on each other.
Yeah.
And then I got to meet different departments too because I went to the Spanish department and I went to the, I guess like coaches, sometimes they didn't have classes, so I got to go in their classes, you know, and so, it's definitely changed. We've grown so much.
Yeah, how does it feel seeing now, like the amount of buildings now that students are able to create a producer room like this and like have the Boeing Center, esports, scholarships,
so many opportunities.
So many opportunities for South San now.
You know what? It's like, so I always feel like y'all are my family, you know, so to me, like the students are my kids, right? Y'all are my babies. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to see you on the hallway. I'm going to say, hi, baby. But like I say hi to him every morning, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
Every morning.
It's amazing.
And so it's like watching your child grow, you know, like watching your babies grow. And South San is definitely my family.
Well,
and
good.
Watching our school district grow has been amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel very honored to be a part of it.
So 19, or no, you said 14 years of teaching.
14 here.
So
yeah.
With all those years and all those babies you've met, I bet you have a lot of art pieces that you probably kept that they've made.
Yes. Gosh, I have so much artwork sometimes. I have it like I have it stuffed in my shelves sometimes, and I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But we do have to get rid of stuff, you know.
Yeah, right.
But I have like when you say that, I can see faces.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Like I can see like some of my first kiddos that I ever taught. Because I first started teaching preschool. I didn't teach art right away. I taught preschool.
Yeah.
And I can see their little baby faces
light up whenever they just like
Yeah.
make anything. It's really just anything.
Yeah.
Anything creative or imaginary.
Like one of the stickman fingers during that point?
Oh, you know what? Some of those kids were like amazing. Like I think, gosh, we did a lot of the little art that we did was I remember doing something out of popcorn, and I remember doing something out of.
So those things are so elaborate. I don't know how y'all come out with that. It's like put popcorn on a paper with glue. It's like, wait, what? Why would I do that?
Yeah, you know what? I think it takes being pretending like you're a child again. You know, like what would I have made if I was a little kid?
Like what's just the craziest thing that I can think of that would work?
Yeah, and then remember, kids don't color like at that age. Some of them didn't even know how to hold a pencil, and some of them didn't even know how to color in lines or anything like that. So you give them popcorn and glue, and oh wow, the
something
things that they were
that
doing.
interests them, like
Yeah.
especially as a child, where that imagination's just constantly running and expanding. Like it was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Fun
was
to have that
fun.
presented.
They
to
can make fun of anything, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, I think learning should be fun like that all the time. Like, it shouldn't stop at elementary. It should be like in junior high. We should try to do something fun like that for
Yeah.
you guys.
So then, how are you kind of pushing that here as a high school teacher?
Well, I think as being an art teacher, if y'all ever go to my art, we're kind of fun. We're crazy
Right,
in
okay.
there. We get into a lot of mixed media. If you don't know what mixed media is, it's like drawing, painting, sculpting, all in one piece.
Okay.
And to me, that helps.
One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, One Piece.
Yeah, that helps kind of bust out people's imaginations, but also do things like I don't want to control the subject. I shouldn't just say like, oh, I want you to draw a portrait. Like
Yeah.
It should be free form.
free form. Like,
Right.
you know what? How do you see yourself? If we're doing a portrait, how you think you should draw it? You know.
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of cool about teaching the upper level classes, that they'll say like, oh, I want to do like a Picasso, or I want to do this. Well, how should it look in you? Like, if you were a famous artist, how should your art
Where's
look?
your emotion whenever you make it?
Yeah, and then tying in the story. And then we do a lot of activities. Like, we're going to have another art show
Oh, really?
on Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah, big Friday, big art show we're going to do. We're kind of like in the foyer and an intro to the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like almost an art in the alley?
Yeah,
almost?
it's called Art in the Lobby.
Art in the lobby, okay.
And so just by doing that and getting kids to open their minds again, I feel like sometimes at one point we just become academics and we're like, oh no, an artist, like, oh no, being an artist,
Free will.
yeah, like
They need that freedom to like
Yeah.
express themselves and express like what they want to put onto that canvas.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
give a little piece on the paper to make what art is. It's just expressing yourself through another way.
exactly. And this is actually an art too.
That's what I
what
was
y'all
about
are
to say.
doing is art. Like,
South End has a very good way of just having programs to help people express. Like,
Yeah.
they could have one period where, unfortunately, like, it is academics, it is paperwork, but
Yeah.
they have a class that they could look forward to. They have a class where they're working towards their future, a class
Yeah.
that's making them happy, that
Not-
they're doing something fun.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the thing about South End is they give us so many opportunities. That, like literally, only colleges have only podcasts, not just high schools.
This
Very
is
little high schools.
Like, from my understanding, the first ever podcast. On
Yeah.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe y'all are like the first ever that I've ever heard of
And
here.
with permission, we followed all the rules, asked everyone respectfully, and
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
here
Like
still
this.
academically learning and still pushing out art that we made, things that are making us happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this all started from nothing really.
Aside from one PC that went turn on to an esports team that turned on to a podcast team. Now from here, where do we go? Let's keep it going.
Just keep
Yeah.
expanding.
Yeah.
Next year, have more programs, more branches, more everything branching off from one.
Yeah, I'll have a big umbrella.
Yeah, because now we're also doing stuff with like all the drone stuff coming next year.
Oh,
With
yeah.
STEM, all of that.
Program STEM, yeah.
Coding.
Not even just for esports, it's just school overall just has so many different choices for stuff that you can do to express yourself. And I think that's
Yeah.
just a really good resource for all the students.
It really is. You could graduate with, like, if you start from freshman year, you could graduate with welding certificates, like auto mechanics, IT, so many things that you could, like, if it's really your passion, so many opportunities. here.
Yeah.
If
So-
you have something you're passionate about, you will find it in the school.
Yeah.
And I feel
Absolutely. And I feel like we as teachers and as students, like, we should just all tap into our passions. Like, it doesn't matter what makes money. It doesn't matter what is your passion.
Yeah.
You know, if you find that, you will be happy doing it no matter where you're at.
yeah.
You know?
I feel like a lot of students just upset themselves because they focus so much on the negative. Like, they
Yeah.
come to school focusing on what's going to make them bored or whatever, when they could be looking for what interests them here, looking for a teacher that's willing to help them.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Give
a
them-
lot of things here, like great teachers like you. Like, if you like art, Miss Barr would be like the perfect teacher to help you. Like,
Yeah.
even Mr. Waters, like all these art teachers that care. And there's just a lot of teachers here in general that are like that.
And even for the teachers that, like, you know, maybe let's say it's like just a basic math class and you're not the biggest fan of math. So it's just like, you just go in that class, you leave. Even that teacher, I'm sure, would be more than willing to help you figure out, like, how could you have more fun in this class, or how could you find something you're more interested in this school?
Or learn better, for that
Even
matter.
that math teacher, that reading teacher, they're there because they care. They're there
Yeah.
because they want to help you learn. Like, it is their job, but like as students, it is our job to try to be as mindful as possible that they're just here to help, and that we're just here to learn.
Yeah, and then we have to go back and think like where our students come from tough backgrounds. You know, a lot do, y'all. They come from these homes that are, it's just, they're tough. It's tough. I mean, it's even hard to explain, but we see it every day. Yeah. And so I wish that those kind of kiddos would use school as a safe place to find out who they are outside of their home. Because, you know, growing up, like, I didn't grow up on this side of town, but, you know, I grew up small town. We were poor, y'all. We were poor. I just remember we didn't have an air conditioner in our house. No. You know, and having like, everybody had to sleep in the living room because the only fan we had was in the living room. Like a box and fan, it was like 100 degrees outside, you know, and then having like crazy thing, you know, you're hearing, people arguing and I mean just crazy stuff because you had to have your windows open, you know, like, or you had like, we always would, like, there was this one creeper guy that would like walk around. My dad would be like, I'm gonna stay up if I see that guy, you know, because people could come in your
like
windows.
And since you're outside, you really can't call for help or cops like that.
And so like you know, school was my refuge. Going to school was like, and I was kind of like you guys, like I kind of figured out like what was my niche, what was I passionate about. Yeah. And I was always at school. You know, always at school.
It acted like almost like an escape from that home life that like maybe wasn't the best. And that's just the truth for some students. Maybe they'll have a home life that's just, you know, not the healthiest for them. You can come to school, you could find something you're passionate about, like, and then you could stay for an extra hour or 2 hours before, after school, just working on whatever you're passionate about.
And you could, like, I do feel for a lot of students, like, going home oftentimes isn't, like, the best ideal place to be at, not where you could feel heard. But here at, like, especially this school, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities where if they could give a lot of things a chance and give, like, what they're interested in a chance, they could show, like, even themselves that people will care about it, people will show support, and just have a place to feel comfortable at, a place to escape.
I really like how you said, like, feel heard.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like, you know, sometimes, like, we, as adults, I have to say, because I don't feel like an adult, but I am an adult, we try to stifle y'all's voices, and we want you to be our voice. Like, we want you to reflect our voice. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, like, when you said, like, you have a voice, like, you do, and y'all's voice absolutely matters, you know? And, like, our programs here at South Sound, I feel like, you guys, y'all's voice is being heard. Yeah. Not just, like, being heard, but, like, you are putting out your opinions, and this, like, you're being heard. You have a voice. It matters. And so, like, with art, put all your all into that artwork. It is your voice. It is like for, I have one student, and I'm gonna call her out. Her name is Janessa Davila. She puts out her voice in all her art. And it's so amazing because it tells a story very different than what we see, you know? Yeah. And so whatever you decide to do, it is your voice, whether you're doing mariachi, because I have a mariachi singer over here, you know, that is your voice, your form of expressing yourself, you know? Of course. And it could also be in sports, you know, sports.
It could be in, like, there's so many things. Like, that's what I would hope for students seeing this is, like, something, like, you could do something here. Like, school can be a place where you could learn to not be afraid of certain things, not be afraid to speak up, and just find what your goal is when we're inevitably out of here, when we're out in the real world, what we want to carry on from here and help it benefit us in the future.
And you know, I had so many seniors that are like, well, you know, I want to be a teacher, I want to be this, but they don't make a lot of money. Who cares? I don't make a lot of money. It's really not about the money. It's about like
it's about that passion.
The passion,
Because when you love your work, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, you say your passion. Would you say that education or art is your passion?
I want to say it's more education.
Education.
Because I think if it was art, I'd be very not happy because I would not be producing here, you know. Yeah. My art is the kids' art, you know, like that kind of thing. Like when I see a student light up and find out, hey, I'm actually good at this. Yeah. That's when I'm like, oh yeah, let's get you and develop you and, you know, help you go from a very new artist to an artist that they Like
No.
they see the artwork and they're like, oh my gosh, how did you
Almost like a
produce that?"
Basquiat or
Yeah,
almost like a
yeah,
Warhol.
yeah. Oh, I love Basquiat.
And it's like seeing that student finally finish that one piece they've been working on. Like you've been watching them work on it for like weeks or even
And
months, and
you
they're finally done, and they show it to you, and it's just like, how does that make you feel?
And they develop the skills throughout the years.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. It's like, again, it's like watching your baby grow.
Yeah, I was
You
about
know?
to say, now I can see why you like look at them as babies, like seeing a spark in their eyes, and like if you see them develop over the years and actually show interest and like show improvement, like even in the student's mind, they may not necessarily give full credit to the teacher, but as the teacher, you're there smiling, you're there,
Yeah.
like they're coming back to class, they're working, having new projects, new ideas. So yeah, I could imagine like
Yeah,
you look at them as like children.
my babies. I call them babies, my huns, my loves. But yeah, like I definitely think my passion is more in education, and I like to be a voice for the students. And so to me, it's like, hey, if I can fight, like y'all are saying about the 3D printers, I'm like, how am I going to fight? And what am I going to learn so that I can incorporate that technology into my
Yeah.
classroom? Of course, I'd have to try to find funds. Like, where am I going to find that? Like that's all in.
Yeah.
That's
School
all.
board. That's above us. That's,
Yeah,
that's
that's
above
Yeah.
us.
Because at the end of the day, that's like $100 on the printer. You need like a computer and the software to be able to make this stuff.
Yeah, and then a
Because
computer.
3D printing is a very like technological thing.
You,
Because
Yeah.
you need a lot of good parts for that.
yeah, and everything is being done on a computer. Like you're modeling whatever it is you're gonna print on the computer.
Yeah, but is there grants that I can go look up? That's
Yeah.
kind of-
Right.
So I
yeah,
think
like, there's always
yeah.
opportunities or like a chance that you could, like, it never hurts to ask. Like
Yeah.
it never
Yeah.
hurts
Yeah.
to see if you could incorporate something that maybe another student who comes as a freshman sees the 3D printer and learns it all 4 years and becomes
Yeah.
like
Super
an
good at
artist
using
in it and like masters it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of money for 3D models now.
And like just with new programs coming like that, we need more teachers. We need more experienced teachers. So like if we teach it, that like a student could become a teacher and come who's
Yeah.
mastered that program and teach it to further generations at South San.
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely. Like I went on a field trip with the WIT program, and we went to A&M, right?
Right.
The big A&M, and they had 3D printers all over. It's like it looked like a sci-fi movie. It was like this little room with all actually big room with all these 3D printers, and they were making parts, automotive parts and stuff like
Out
that.
of
It
all
was
the 3D
like,
printers?
yeah, like one was like an artwork, and then the other one was like an automotive part, and then something else was going on over here. They said it, but I was so
Like
in
fascinated.
awe. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
wow, how does that work? But yeah, like I think it's amazing. I mean, what you can do with that, and like you
Yeah.
said, like maybe even one of you guys could go and learn how to do that and bring that to here,
Yeah.
and then that would be amazing.
Yeah, because 3D printing technology, it's not even just like an art form. It's gotten to the point where like
Bro, they make spaceships out of that.
yeah,
now.
and they're starting to make like they can replace your bones with it too.
yeah.
What? I was
Yeah.
just about to ask you
Yeah.
that. Because, okay, I had 3D printed something like at the space program, the Kelly Space
Or Air Force.
area,
Yeah.
like in elementary school. And we 3D printed like a little cube, but it was just a plastic cube. You
Yeah.
could repair bones.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, you can make
a
space.
rocket ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if somebody like it's not like any super major bones yet, but if they have like
Yeah,
a small bone that needs to get like replaced or something, yeah, just print it.
That is wild.
I want to say they even make like prosthetics with
Yeah,
3D
yeah,
printers
they
and
do.
things like that. So it's even like
That means that someone could learn that here
Yeah.
and make a company on their own of making prosthetics out of the skills that they master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that could help like so many people.
Having teachers passionate enough to get such like right now you could argue that it's like a risky investment because
Yeah.
how many kids are going to be like interested in
Invested.
that? But if enough kids can invest themselves into learning that and taking that knowledge and applying it somewhere else, we can really see just the impact that that could have.
It could, like with anything, if students aren't afraid to just jump in, like it is a scary investment, but with things like if you think it thoroughly through and you have a
And-
plan
and
you
right
have
guidance.
passion, a goal, and everyone collectively for school does it, it'd be more than possible. Like
Yeah.
just the esports place, that was a completely empty room with just a normal computer lab,
Yeah.
basic computers, and now it's a whole 12 highest running PCs in the school.
And even the ones on the outside, we've been replacing those parts
Yeah.
with those. We've made those like really powerful as well.
Those are also like those can also run games, and then
Yeah.
this
I
storage
think
room-
right now we have about 48 to like 36 systems.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang, I didn't
Wow.
even know it was that much.
It's
That's
36. We have
amazing.
36 systems right now in that room that can run like
Any
modern
game.
games.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That means they're very high powered.
And the thing is, every single computer in that room was built by students. That just goes to show, like, South San really can,
Yeah.
like, bring these opportunities to the students, and all they have to do is just have that passion, have that interest in that subject, and we can make that happen.
Because we all collectively did it. Like they didn't just
Yeah.
put the computers in there. Like they give Mr. Rees the parts, and we all.
Yeah. 'Cause I think honestly,
We-
here I built around 10 systems, 10, 15 systems just in school.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, it gives you that hand, like, we didn't just get the PCs given to us, we just plug them in, we play them. We got the parts, we got the cases, we had to put everything together ourselves. We had to learn, how does this work? What does this part do? Like, how do I connect this to this? We had to learn all of that to make that room
Yeah.
happen.
Even the PC running all of this was built by students.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Wow. Y'all are so inspiring.
That's what though I would hope like the goal of this podcast would be.
Yeah.
Just for students to see like
We
you
can
could do
this.
like whatever, like if you have a plan, if you have an idea, if you have something that you're interested in, you could go for it, and you could run away with it if it takes off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause, like, it's not even just the computer that was built like just by us. Like, this entire room was put together by students.
Bro,
Yeah,
this room was nothing but garbage
This,
in here.
yeah,
pretty
this
much.
room was
Yeah.
just filled with parts. Like there was a shopping cart in here. Like
Yeah.
there was like just trash
Bro,
everywhere.
there was, like, a-
old
like-
shirts.
There's like a can, you know, like the things you open with the cans, like the can tip. I don't know what it's called. There was like
The-
Like a
boxes
can
of-
opener.
Yeah,
Can opener?
Yeah.
there was like boxes of filled. I'm like, bro, why are there so many can openers in here?
There was
That's
there
so
was a lot.
funny. I
I
was
found
like,
a
I could do
fidget
stuff
spinner
with
here.
hand openers.
Me when there's a can opener.
I saw these old like Earth Day shirts that Sir had that he just didn't give out.
yeah.
But we cleaned it all out, and we asked him like, what could we turn this into? Could we turn it into a stream room? Can we turn it into like a
Well,
place to
room.
have
Well,
more computers and other competing
It was
area?
gonna be an officer room. Then
Mhm.
we changed that into a streaming. Then we changed that into like just another PC area. Then we changed that to the podcast, and this is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said originally it was gonna be Bobcast. Like that's
Yeah.
like we first said that, and we were like, dang, we should make a podcast in here. Like we
Yeah.
should make something in here. And then we ended up thinking of more names, and we came up with
Yeah, and we actually
Bobcast.
like stuck with that idea and we brought it all the way here. This is what, our third episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just like even if it's the end of the school, we still made it happen, and we're gonna leave it here for other students to carry on, have more episodes and
That'd be me.
more eyes. Kevin will be taking over.
Yeah.
Yay, Kevin.
Yes. Kevin's gonna be carrying the torch.
Yeah.
Passing it on.
So with all that development, like especially with the students, can you see any collaborations maybe in the future with other department heads?
Oh yeah, like I feel like even than this, like you guys bringing other teachers, that's amazing.
Right.
And then like, gosh, I mean, I want to learn more technology. Y'all should come and teach things. You know, like students should come and teach in
Right.
the classes.
Yeah.
And then
It's really new. That's a new perspective. Yeah, I think the students should switch with the teachers.
Yeah.
With the
Felipe
students,
could.
Yeah,
Felipe
Felipe
could go
definitely.
into different programs and just like if y'all needed help running a PC or a computer to get
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
running for your program in
Yeah.
specific, we could have someone go over there.
Yeah, because we definitely have students
'Cause
who have
we-
like they just gain so much knowledge just from these classes,
Mhm.
One
and
time,
they can just take that and they can teach it someone else
No, no,
just
no.
fine.
remember one time something happened. I believe it was in like second floor. I forgot what room it was. But it was me, Felipe, and someone else went over to fix a couple of systems, and we got them ready within less than an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's a lot like South San has its own IT team, just as like every other establishment. But IT is still fairly new. Like IT is
Yeah.
still being taught to a lot of older people who have technology presented right in their face that they may not understand sometimes.
yeah,
And we have students here that could teach students and teachers.
oh
and
yeah, like I learn from my students all the time, and it's not even just in technology. It's even from art. It's even from like some of the stuff that they do. They're like, oh miss, I want to do this, and I'm like, well, I don't know how to do that. And then they're like, well, let's watch this, and then we learn together. And so I really feel like that you guys can teach us. I think that would be a wonderful collaboration to y'all guys to go in and teach teachers how to do what you guys do, right? And whether it's technology or anything like that. And then, of course, I know like collaborations like within the arts. I always collaborate with Miss Torres. Her and I work really, really well together. And so whenever they're doing like their props are usually some of us our art
Making
students go and make the props,
Wow.
Yeah.
and then collaborations with gosh, I want to collaborate with anybody and everybody. I think that's how we learn too.
Right.
As
a collaborative
teachers.
society.
Just to have everyone as a community help wherever it's needed.
Yeah.
Expand ideas wherever, like it's a safe space. Just to let it be known, be out there if anyone has an
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
And then you know what? So our art, I had this amazing student that came up with this idea about doing something to like beautify the school. And so we talked to Miss Almendares, and she's like all for it. So we are doing murals around the school.
Really?
And yeah, we started with our first little mural, very simple, very almost detailed out for us at the ROTC building. So if you want to go check out some of our stuff, it's at ROTC building. But maybe we can even do a mural in here for you guys,
That would be
or
really
out
cool.
there in that hallway.
Yeah.
Like maybe even use y'all's logo, because I know how y'all have a logo, and do something cool for you guys there. But yeah, that would be an awesome way to
Yeah,
collaborate.
because you walk through the school and it's just white. It's just white. But I would love to see a mural, a nice mural on campus.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah, and if
fun.
you go to other schools, guys, there's murals everywhere, and they
Right.
don't even look that great, but they're there. You know what I mean? Like they tell the story. That's what's so cool. They tell the story.
I believe when I went to go try out for, I guess I got to receive an offer to go try out for a Valorant team for Texas A&M. It's a game we play. They had so many like, when gaming building, there was like so many paintings of like Jaguars. Like it was honestly it made the room pop out a lot, which I really attracted to me.
Yeah, like when we went to A&M, it was so cool because in their engineering school, they had art everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was art and engineering together. So like they had one piece that actually like they programmed it to move, and it played ping pong and all that stuff. But it was an artwork. It just moved. And then they had one piece that tracked the usage of energy in the building, and it was all different colors. So it looked like this it looked like a
That looked
DNA
cool.
strand. Yeah, it was really cool. And then, gosh, like if you go to even other high schools, we got the most amazing opportunity to go to San Marcos High School because our kids made it. 6 of our kiddos made it to state, y'all. That's a big deal.
really
That's a lot.
Big deal. Yeah,
That's a big deal.
6 of our kids made it to state in the art. It's called VASE. Art competition, and more than we've ever taken before. So I really feel like you guys are like showing up here. Y'all are showing up, and they had murals everywhere.
Wow.
Everywhere. And so that's our goal, is to beautify the school and work with you guys and collaborate with other, maybe the English
A
department,
logo
math
mural
department.
would be amazing.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
culinary mural, math, like anyone. Like why not? We're a
Yeah.
community. If the teacher approves, Amadeus approves. Y'all have the time and the passion to make
And
it.
that's
Why
like
not?
that's getting the students out of the classroom. That's getting them out of just the same environment they're in every day, every hour of the day. Just really getting their hands on a big project and just having that chance to do that.
And it's a piece of something that they made at the school.
Yeah,
that it
and our goal is for them to last as long as they let them be there.
Yeah.
At the old school, Old South San, y'all, was full of murals. I wish they would have kept some of that stuff, but it was on the wall, so they couldn't. And it tells the story of who we are, and also highlights, like you said, highlights different organizations. We want to tell the story of who we are and highlight our organizations, and then getting the kids out there. So I didn't even work on a mural until I was in college, and that was just like 1 and 2, but I wasn't even that much involved. I was just like the person painting a little bit here, a little bit there, helping like hand out stuff because they had artists working on the mural, and so these kids are doing what professional artists would be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and getting these opportunities that they wouldn't have unless the student came up with this. She's like, I want to beautify our campus. It's like you said, it's all white. Like, what can we do? And we were at first just thinking like just painting stuff, like canvases
general,
and putting them up
Yeah, just
everywhere.
having them around. But
Yeah.
like backtracking a little, so you were talking about like collaborating with all the different like departments. That's kind of what our original goal was, because in the beginning with This Is the Podcast presented by Bobcat Esports, but like you said, you could like have the art team like make us like a mural like outside a room. We want graphic design to help us with like a new logo. We just want to have like as many of those different like branches of South San just represented in this podcast.
Yeah, as a community, because I overseen that this is South San, and we want to represent as well with everyone helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how family should be. We are definitely a family, and that's how it should be. We should all help each other and lift each other up and allow each other to shine. Like, y'all don't realize how bright you guys are right now. I really believe in that we all shine our own kind of light, and you guys are so bright right now. I think it's amazing because as a teacher, it makes me want to do better and do more for you guys. You know,
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
and support you guys by, like I said, I'm going to start showing y'all's podcast in my class. Okay,
That's
you know,
good.
if we could all do that as teachers, we'd get more viewers for you guys because y'all are doing such a great thing.
That's
Thank
our
you,
goal,
Miss.
is to get out there and have students, let them know that like their ideas, their voices can be heard, and like same with the teachers. Like we want the teachers to understand like who the students are. We want students to understand like who the teachers are. That was one of our original goals as well, was to just
Make a
help
deeper
strengthen that
connection.
connection between student and teacher.
And just the community and family as a whole. So I have very, very bright hopes for the future of here and for the teachers and for the students. I'm afraid we're about running out of time, so we're gonna cut to a clip of her signing her name on here. Thank you, Miss Barr. It has been a pleasure having you on our podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Yay. It's such an honor, guys. Such
Thank
an
you.
honor.
Thank you, Miss. And now Miss Barr will be our third guest to sign on our whiteboard.
Yay! Okay, let's see. I'm gonna draw something. Yeah. Oh look, this one works really good.
There we go. All right. Yeah, it's all dark.
I'm gonna do. This is talking about light, a little sunset.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you guys. Yay, I want to hug y'all. This is awesome. Yeah, I'm a hugger, sorry. I get
You're
hugs. Thank you guys.
Thank
I'm
you
so
for
blessed
coming on our
to be
show.
with you
We
guys.
appreciate it a lot.
Yay.